Hey, hey, welcome back to another episode of Harmonious Wealth. I am yours truly, Iyanna Vaughn, and I am so excited to have you. We have a new setup. The office has been getting a makeover for a little while now, and I feel this is really cutesy. If you're watching on the YouTube version, the setup is giving cozy vibes and cozy, wealthy vibes, in my opinion. But at Harmonious Wealth, we help women entrepreneurs create margin, build wealth with intention, and walk in financial clarity, not just this season, but their legacy. So, our mission is to help 100 women or more reach at least 1 million in net worth so that they can break these negative generational patterns and create generational wealth. And I believe it starts with clear stewardship, not just bigger sales. Okay. So today I want to pull back the curtain on something that has been a conversation for quite some time. Quite some time, meaning since I started my business about 9 years ago. So we talk about titles like bookkeeper, accountant, financial strategist, tax strategist, money coach, consultant, all those different things. But the title doesn't necessarily tell the whole story, right? Because in our company, Lovely Financials Group, we have a unique approach to intentionally helping you. We have a unique approach designed to give you strategy, compliance, and peace of mind all in one, right? So, with that, we have our flagship financial strategy services and fractional CFO. But those titles still don't matter, right? The content or the context of what we offer is meeting you where you are at in your finances and your business, and then helping you create more overflow. And speaking of overflow, I am a big believer. The beginning of your financial planning and business starts with what you must pay yourself as a CEO. And that's why I created the CEO salary calculator. It's free for you, and you can figure out what you need to actually pay yourself in your business, not just sacrificing, right? So go to lovelyfinancials.com/CEO. Okay, so with most financial roles, we operate in silos, right? And it really shows because it's like things are discombobulated, systems are fragmented. Let's say if you have a bookkeeper, that person is tracking your daily transactions from your bank accounts, your credit cards, but they don't necessarily tell you what those numbers mean, right? And an accountant really also depends on which type of accountant that they are. They may gather all the data from the bookkeeper and provide you financial reports and tell you what they mean. So, back in college, I fell in love with accounting, financial accounting very specifically. And financial accounting is essentially helping someone create a picture or a story based on the financial reports. And what I loved about it is helping others in my class understand what these terms mean and how to read a financial report and how to understand a business based on those financial reports. So it was just really seamless for me to do that as I was coming up as a bookkeeper when I started my business about 9 years ago. I really love that. And um, so an accountant could be also a tax accountant. They file your taxes and, make sure that you're compliant, all of those things, but they may not necessarily guide you on pricing and projections and things like that. Or you might have a management accountant, and that person is helping you manage the financial systems of your business. So there's different things or different titles that don't tell the whole story. And then on top of that, you might have a money coach. And that money coach may help you with the mindset or your relationship with money, but they likely won't reconcile your books or give you estimated quarterly taxes, right? Or give you an amount to put away for estimated quarterly taxes. So that's why I'm a big proponent of saying like titles don't matter. As a matter of fact, titles have honestly made me feel a little bit uncomfortable because I feel like a title can place you in one pocket or one space and it doesn't tell the full story. And that's why I'm always talking about how like my different concepts and strategies when it comes to how we offer our service versus sitting in what you should call me. That doesn't matter to me. But when I think of this, right, when these roles don't talk to each other, when the bookkeeper doesn't talk to the tax accountant, and your money coach doesn't have access to like your bookkeeping, it just kind of creates silos, and things can get overwhelming, and things get extremely fragmented. And that's why at Lovely Financials we unite all of these things together. So with our flagship service, our financial strategy experience, right, it's different. You have dedicated strategic bookkeeping. So we're getting all of your categories in order. We do profit planning, tax estimates, and give you CEO levels of reporting. And to me, that means creating categories based off of how you make decisions versus what's going to be on the tax return. And, going back to, even the service title, it's cute, right? Financial strategy experience. But even that can be a little confusing. But really, it's just what is the deliverable? What is a transformation? The transformation is you'll receive your bookkeeping, you'll receive a profit plan so that you can increase your profits by 50% or create 50% profit margin within 6 months of working together so that you can pay yourself a full salary and also, you don't go into tax season with a surprise. That's it. That's all. And then in the interim, as you're going through this, we're able to then help you just understand your relationship with money. Another reason why you don't need a title, right? You need a translator. So most entrepreneurs aren't trying to become financial experts unless you are a financial expert, right? You just want to be confident to make decisions or trust yourself on a decision. And that's what we give you with our services. And we don't just hand over the reports, we explain the story behind them. That's why I fell in love with accounting in college. I I was just so overwhelmed with excitement. I get really geeky. I feel like I had a sales conversation with someone yesterday, and she was just like, "I just want someone who cares, like, cares about what they do just as much as I care about what I do to serve my clients." And that comes in the terms for me is how to translate what's actually going on with your numbers so that you can actually make a decision and trust yourself on that decision. I did a series where I talked to you more about like what specific reports mean, like your income statement, your balance sheet, and your statement of cash flows, and then also how cash flows through your business and kind of getting an understanding there. And that's why I love to share about finances and the meaning behind them, especially for your industry, right? So, say if you have a service based business and we do profit debriefs so that you can understand your profit per client. And then that will help you understand, is your team efficient? Are your systems efficient? Are you pricing correctly? What's going on there, right? So, with our services, the financial strategy experience, also known as FSE, we meet with you quarterly. We meet with our clients quarterly, and then we do the profit debrief, and we call it like a margin mirror. So these aren't just buzzwords, they're structured sessions where we can connect your money to your goals so that you know exactly what's working and what's leaking. Because when you understand your numbers, you can lead your business like the CEO that you are, not a bookkeeper in disguise, okay? So the third reason titles don't matter necessarily is because when you have compliance on one hand without the strategy and then strategy without the compliance, it's incomplete. So we have to address like, so say you already have a CPA. Amazing. They do your taxes every year. You feel like you're sufficient. You meet with them once a year, maybe twice a year, just to kind of get everything in order. But what you need are more in depth support for your financial system, such as bookkeeping, reporting, tax estimates, how to pay yourself as a CEO, right? Pricing reviews, profit forecasting, and monthly support where you can like talk to someone more than once a year. And not only do we meet with our clients quarterly, you have the option of doing monthly, or if you want to stick to quarterly, you can talk with us on your personalized Slack channel so that we can answer any nuanced questions. We can send questions to you about categories for clarity and just kind of root you on as you go throughout your year or throughout the months. But with like most of our clients, your CPA files your taxes, and maybe because of scope of service, that's a big thing. You might feel like your CPA is disappearing, but what it really is your scope of service only included tax preparation. Right. And, you might feel like your bookkeeper may not care, but the scope of service was to just categorize your finances. And that was it. And I feel like that is a misstep in our industry is we don't vocalize and get really specific on scope of service. And that's why we created our financial strategy experience where we're really transparent about our scope of service, and it's what you need in your level of business once you've hit six figures and above. So I think our sweet spot is anyone who's at about 250,000 to a million. But if you're at your first six figures, having someone provide you a financial strategy can exponentially like help you get to that next year with multiple six figures or more. I'm a testament to this because I've helped clients, multiple clients go from their first six figures like the net next year to a million. So it really, when you really understand your financial systems and like what's working, what's not working, and you're closing leaks before they disrupt or become catastrophic, you can create the business that you desire. So we sit at the gap with financial compliance and financial leadership, helping you make real time decisions with clean and organized data and a strategy that actually keeps you profitable. If you're watching up until this point, let me know. Let me know like what's resonating with you most. And I don't care about titles. I feel this is a whole separate conversation, but what I do care about is transformation. And aside from our financial strategy experience, we give you systems that help you understand your numbers, plan for your profit, and actually pay yourself consistently what you need as a CEO so that you're no longer sacrificing your pay just to pay someone else on your team. So, if you've been piecing together your financial team, but you still feel stuck, let's fix that. I have three different options for you. So, first, you can grab our free CEO salary calculator. I'll put that in the show notes. Or you can also grab our Harmonious Cash Flow Planner if you're still in like your DIY phase and you want to see how we structure profit plans. And then if you're ready for support with not just compliance, but strategy, apply to join us or book a call with us for our financial strategy experience because clarity is not optional. It's your starting point for overflow. Let me know what you wanna work on most in your business. Like, is it pricing strategy or, like, what has been the thing that has been, like, stopping you with building a solid financial team? Has it been titles? Has it been scope of service? Is it a mixture of different things? Let me know. And I look forward to catching you in the next episode. Bye.